to Computing and Information Technology. This is the level 1 course, as we all know, and this course is of 8 credit hours. This course is of 8 hours. Okay. And as we all know that every course we study, fine, we have some assessments in the course. So coming to the regarding the assessment of this course, TM111, we have 3 type of assessments here. We have the midterm exam, MTA. This is for 30 marks, or you can say 30%. We have one homework that is called TMA, tutor mark assessment. This will be for 15 marks, 15%. We have final exam for 50%, 50 marks, and we have for attendance 5 marks. Okay. The assessments are these, what we see here: the midterm exam, the homework, TMA, and the final exam. Okay, to pass this course, you need to score overall 50 marks, and to enter to the final exam, you must have attendance 75%, and you must score 15 in the minimum 15 in the midterm and the TMA. In this, you need to score minimum 15 marks, okay, to enter to the final exam. Okay. Now this course talks about Introduction to Computing and Information Technology. So this is a general course about computing and information technology, where we talk about the technology, the world, the current technology, what is there with us, and we also talk about computing. About computing here, it means about programming. Okay, so there are 2 parts in this course. One is computing, the other is the information technology. This course has the course material is divided into blocks. We have 3 blocks. Fine. So you can see this 3 blocks, and every block has parts. Part number 1, part 2, part 3, and so on. Okay. So every meeting we take some block and its part of the block. Okay. We are going to use a software tool called AOU build. Fine. So we are going to use this AOU build to work with programming in this course. To work with programming, we are going to use AOU build in this course. Okay, you will be having around 15 meetings in this course, in which we take a part from a block. Okay, so we start from block 1, then block 2, and block 3. We will continue like this, and we will take parts. Block 1, part 1. For example, in today's meeting, we have to take part 1 of the block 1, and in the next meeting, part 2 of the block 2, and so on. Okay, fine. Okay, this is about the course. Do you have any questions? أي سؤال عن المادة؟ Do you have any questions? Students online, do you have any questions about the course? Okay. Okay. So today, inshallah, we will start with the part one of the block one in this course TM111. Before we start, as before we start this part one, okay, we look into the course contents, what we have as a course contents here. And the whole course, what we are going to study in this whole course. Okay, we have following topics to study in this course. Living in a digital world. This topic talks about the digital world, where we talk about the technologies available in this world. Okay, we have topic of numbers and strings and list, how to deal with the numbers using computers. We have some programming part, selection, looping, modular programming algorithms. This is all related to the programming part. Okay. We have some network technologies, internet, wireless communication, how it works, Internet of Things, online communication, network society. So these are what is listed here are the contents of this course TM111. Clear? Okay. Now, before we start, to pass any course, this is general information. To pass any course, you need to work on it. Some students says that courses are not easy. Some students says courses are easy. Some students face difficulties in studying the course. As we have different type of students, in my opinion, or you can take it as my suggestion to you, that you prepare a timetable for all your courses, the study timetable for your courses. Okay, that how much time you will give to your studies. That's very important. If you are working or if you are not working, because we have some students, they are employees, they are working in some institutions or some establishments, some companies. So you need to prepare a timetable and you must have regular studies. You must have a regular studies. Of course, we are not regular university. We are something called blended learning. Blended learning, what you call in Arabic, Talim al Mudmaj. Okay, we are not at Talim Nizami, what we call regular universities, or we are not open universities, what we call Talim Ambod. Okay, we are blended learning, what is called in Arabic Talim Mudmaj. For the students of the blended learning must be serious in their studies. It is not like you register the course and you study at the time of exams. In this case, you will be in trouble facing the exams. Okay, so it is very important for every student to prepare a timetable of its own studies. For example, that let's say that I have let's say that I have registered three courses. Now in these three courses, okay, I have the classes for these three courses. Let's say some is weekly, some is bi-weekly. Now for these three courses, you need to prepare a timetable, what you call jadwal, ad-darasi, the full course. Okay. You need to give the time to every course. It depends on a student how easy the course is for him and how difficult is the course for him. Let's say that C1 is easy for me, so I give, let's say that 2 hours, 4 hours in a week. C2, let's say that it is an average for me, so I can say like, okay, I give 5 hours in a week. And C3, let's say it's difficult for me, okay, then let's say that I assign some 6 hours or more than 6 hours in a week. Okay, so in this fashion, you need to prepare your timetable for studies, and you should have regular studies. Okay, back at home, you must do regular studies with the help of the slides, with the help of the books, online resources, e-library. You must use all the resources provided by the university to study the course. With this, inshallah, it will be easy for you to succeed in the course, to get the more knowledge from the course, and even to get the good grades in the course. I hope and you will have a timetable for your studies, and you'll give your best time for your studies. Okay. Now let us start with part 1 of the course TM111 from the block 1, that is living in a digital world. In this block, you will experience and investigate a wide range of digital world and digital technologies. Okay, many of things we enjoy, such as music, image, that is image processing, all the photos what we take, videos what we make, email and social networking. That is all based on the digital technologies. Nowadays, what we use, the mobile phones. In the mobile phone, we use many things. We listen to music, we watch the videos, we participate in social networking. We have accounts in Facebook, Twitter, and we are using some applications like WhatsApp and other services, okay, Instagram and all. So these are all is based on the digital technologies. These are all is based on digital technologies. And you will see how advanced these technologies has led, okay, that plays a significant role in our lives. Okay, today, and once we are in technology in this digital world, okay, we see that it is a bit hard to live in this world without the digital things. Okay, fine. So in this block, we also introduce some key skills for this study, which includes communication, numeracy, practical and professional skills, digital and information literacy skills, and it will help you to how to become an effective learner from using the technologies. To start with, we have digital world definition. What is digital world? We will explore what is meant by the digital world in terms of digital technologies involved, and introduce some of the legal and social and ethical consideration when it comes to digital world. We see that nowadays it is a world of digital, computers. We say everywhere computers. For example, our mobile phones, these are all small computers. We have laptops, we have automatic machines, okay, that has some microcomputers. Okay, all these computers is to solve some problem, okay, to solve some problem of the real world. So we are here using the technologies to solve some problem of the real world. So we will see these technologies and how it help us in solving the problems. We also have something called digital media, where we produces the images, sounds, and the videos and all. Okay, and these are represented as binary numbers in computers, because what the computer understand is the binary numbers, that is zeros and ones. The computer or the machines, whether it is a mobile phone as a small computer or it is your laptop or any other server, these computers understand only the binary language, that is zeros and ones. Okay, so whatever digital thing we are using, whether it is in media or any other thing, those things are represented in computers as binary numbers. Now, we as a human being need to interact with the computers. Okay, so that's where come as human computer interface, HCI. It is the sharing of boundaries between the user and the computer. Okay, that introduces you the concept of usability and accessibility of the computers. What is usability? What is accessibility of the computers? HCI talk about how easy, okay, to use the computers, human computer interface, an interface between the human and the computers. That inshallah will look in this course also. Now, computers and communication. The theme of this section is the development of digital technologies from the physically large and highly expensive equipment to the network and computer-based devices what we use today in today's world. So in this one we are going to talk about from the late computers in the olden days, or we can say in the past years, to the current technologies, to the current in today's technologies. Okay, from the rarity, it was like very rare where we found the computers in the previous years, like for example 1950s. When you talk about 1950s, there is very much little about the technologies, about the computers. There was no concept of telephones, mobile phones. There was no concept of laptops and small devices and all. But to the ubiquity that is what we see today, computers everywhere. Fine. So this is what we will discuss inshallah. In this section you will compare development of computer to the development of telephone or mobile phones and all. Describe some of the digital technologies that is the integral part of our life, and introduces information society. What is information society? We'll start with the telephone. Telephones were expensive to use. Few people had a home telephone, and most of them made use of public telephone boxes. This is due to high cost of using telephone, ensure that they are not used frequently and only for short calls. Now this what we are discussing is about the previous days, or we say that the old days, which is like for example in the year of 80s, 70s and 90s, where we don't see the mobile phones, and using of telephones was very expensive. There was no concept of mobile phones, it was only landline telephones. Okay, there we see that the it was very little use in computers, sorry, in mobile, the telephones, and it is only used for short calls. I remember that in the year 2001, it was 2001 or 2002, the mobile phone was big as like the the telephone, what we see, the landline telephone. What you call in Arabic it is telephone sabit. A mobile phone was big like telephone sabit al-an. So it was and heavy. It's not, and a battery of the mobile phone is more heavy. It is up to, you can say, 500 grams or more than 500 grams, the weight of the mobile phone. And it is very expensive. And just to receive the call in this telephone, to receive the call, it was like around 2 riyal or 1 riyal. If you see about the riyal, if you talk about the Saudi riyal, it was like in the year 2000s, in the year 2000, just to receive the call, and you take the incoming call. Now it is incoming call is free, but at that time to receive the call, it was like, for example, like 1 Saudi riyal or 2 Saudi riyals just to receive the call, and to make the call, it was about 4 riyal or 5 Saudi riyal. Right? So it is very expensive, very little in use. Okay, in the late 1990s, 2000, right? Now the advanced technology nowadays allows users to make long distance call directly without an operator and to be charged only for actual duration of the call. The telephone become more easier and much cheaper to use. As a result, more people began to use it and for long calls. Nowadays we see that every person has a mobile phone, whether being as a president of a country or a poor person who is working as a labor or a labor man. Every person has a mobile phone. Okay, and every person using the mobile phone. So this is what the increase in technologies. Okay, from that, if you remember, just in the period of 20 years, how the changes has done. In 2000, what I saw is in the year 2000, 2001, what I saw is mobile phone with a weight of 1 kilogram or 500 grams, and incoming outgoing calls much expensive. Very few people has the mobile phones. And nowadays, what we see that every person has a mobile phone. This is the change in the technology, okay, in a short period. And in future also, we are expecting more changes. We are expecting more changes in the technologies. Every day, we all know that every day technology is improving. Every day, technology is improving. And we also need to keep ourselves. We also need to keep ourselves updated with the technology to live in this digital world. We also need to be updated ourselves. We need to update ourselves with the technologies to live in this world. Okay, so we have technology. Okay, the updates, everyday updates we see, and we adopt those updates. So this is a changes in the technologies. Now coming to the computers, the same thing with the computer also. Okay, in the past, computers were huge, big as a room, one room. What you call one room, your home room. You have the rooms in the home. Computer as big as a room. Okay, expensive. and it consumes lot of electricity. Okay, and it produces much heat. It produces much heat. So computers in the past, if we talk about in 1950s, okay, 60s, 50s and 60s. But now and there, we see the computers in the supermarkets everywhere. Okay, as we have become computer cheaper, smaller, they are incorporated in every devices. Okay, microcomputers we have. Whatever we have, the automatic thing, the remote controls, set-up boxes, okay, automatic cars, mobile phones, and all. Everything has a computer, whether it is a small thing or a big thing. We have the computers, right? Now, computers are now sit at the heart of the object, such as a smartphone, game console, car, vacuum cleaners, and all. The cost of power continues to decrease, making it possible to incorporate computer technologies into almost every object, whether it is a small or big object. The smart devices are talking to one each other via the internet using the World Wide Web. And computers become powerful every present and they become ubiquitous. That is, they are everywhere around us. So this was about the computers we have around us. Now, students, can you name some computers around us, whether it is a small computer or a big computer? Students online, can you name some computers around us? Name some computers what we have around us. Personal computers, PC, okay. Yes, laptops, iPads, very good. Yes, other students. We have only two students or what? Yes, how about the other students? Russia, name some computers. PlayStations, very good. Yes. How about the mobile phones? Yes. Okay. So we have around us computers. Okay, we are talking about computers. Around us we have many computers. Those are the digital things. In the smartphones, two previous separate technologies, computers and the mobile telephone system, have become combined in one device in smartphones. What we use in smartphones nowadays. Okay, it is a combination of technologies that is telephone and the computer. The convergence of computing and telephone technologies has resulted in new goods and services for the people to buy and use. Yeah, embedded computers also, like in the mobile phones or in the remote controls, right? Okay. The next we talk about the internet. Now, can you define internet? Students, what is an internet in your understanding? The largest network, very good. Because definitely you are using internet, right? Yeah, throughout your life, you are using internet. I believe from the school days you are using internet, right? So, what is your understanding of internet? What is an internet in your understanding? Amira says like largest network. Okay, it is the largest network of devices, digital devices, let's say. Very good definition. Anyone else? I think Mariam is trying to type something. Worldwide spider to net. Worldwide network, we can say. Yeah, Radha says worldwide network. Very good. The network that connects the computer. Very good. It is also a network. Fine. That connects computers, whether it is a small or a big computer. Very good. Can I have a definition from boys' side, Abdurrahman? What is internet in your understanding? Abdurrahman or Husam? What is internet in your understanding? Fine. Now, internet it can have many different definitions. Okay, it's not does not have any single definition. It can have many different definitions. Fine. Here is one of these definitions. Says internet is a global network of networks. Network of networks. An internetwork. Hence, its name come from this called internet. From the internet work. The name comes from the internet work called internet. Yeah, it is also used to access and share information. Very good. It is the infrastructure that connects computers together, whether it is a microcomputer or macrocomputer, or it is in any device that connects to the network. Web is a short form for World Wide Web. On the other hand, it is a service that links the file across the computer, allowing us to access the information. As Mariam said, it is used to access and share the information. Now, here the information is a web, and we use the internet to access the web, right? When we use the web, for example, now I'm using this google.com. So it's a google.com. Now, here what I am accessing, I need to have some information. I'm accessing that information. That is what we call the web. Okay, the web of information through the internet. Internet is an hardware thing, connection of networks. okay, or connection or of computers, linking of computers. Whereas the web is an information. For example, I want to know about football. Okay, now it's giving me some information, right? Some information through the internet using the network by using the network. So web is the a service that links the file across the computer, allowing us to access that information, to share that information. Thus, the web is a software system that is built upon hardware of the internet. So, like your computer has hardware and software, right? Do you agree that your computer has both hardware and software? Yeah. Now, tell me what is the hardware in your computer and what is the software in your computer? Any one of them. For example, let's ask Husam. Husam, what are the software parts in your computer and what are the hardware things in your computer? Just one example. Yes, Mr. Husam. Hardware like mouse, okay, and software, programs. Okay, very good. So it's similarly, the web is also a combination of hardware and the software. The software is the web, that is what we access the information, and the hardware is the linking of computers or connection of computers or the network of computers. Okay. Now we talk about networks and internet, information and communication technologies. Our notion of time and locations are changing. Distance is no longer a barrier to commercial or social contact for those of us connected to the suitable network. Now we are using the technologies, okay, by connecting our devices to the networks, okay, and communicating with each other. Like for example, I am using now here Adobe Connect as a software, okay, and using internet as a hardware to communicate with you, okay, to deliver my lecture online, okay, to you. So here, we are connected by using some technology, okay, and exchange of information. We are communicating. Right? In this communication, there is something called network cable with several strands of glass running through it. That is network cable that passes the information through it. Every cable will have different links or different what you call strands to pass the information. The end of 20th century and the beginning of the 21st century are often compared to other historical periods of great change, such as industrial revolution, because of the change in the technologies. These developments are taking place in conjunction with correspondingly large social and economical changes, often characterized by information society and network society. Now, because of these technologies, the changes are everywhere, whether it is in a small scale business or large scale business. Another term you might have encountered is that the knowledge society, which refer to way that the new information system can transform human societies. The new technologies that changes the life of the human beings. Included in the knowledge society is the idea of learning society. The pace of change is so rapid nowadays that learning can no longer be confined to our school years or early adulthood. Everyone must continue to learn through their adult lives in order to benefit from the economic opportunities that rapidly development makes possible. So that's what here we are giving this course as, oh sorry, we are as a university here giving an option of blended learning, right? So now people has to start learning from themselves by using the technologies. It is not like the schools. In the school, what you will do, you will go to the school, you sit in the school, you have a teacher the whole day, or you will be listening to the teachers, writing notes, okay, studying from the books, going back at home, again studying from the books, what the teacher has explained, what the notes we have taken, again going back to the school, writing the same thing in the exam. So that's in what we call a regular studies. Fine. But with the increase in the technologies, one should not stop with this. Every adult must have take care to improve their knowledge, okay, through the use of the available technologies. So everyone must learn through their adult lives in order to benefit from the opportunities in this world. For example, businesses. Fine. In the business, how the technology is used, we all know that we have the ATMs nowadays with us. We have the online shopping. Fine. We have online banking. Okay. So you don't need to, waste your time. For example, you want to do some shopping. You want to buy some groceries for your home. Fine. So the procedure, what you were doing before the technologies is that a person walks to the market, look for the products, and then buy the products and come back home. Fine, where he spends his time, money, okay, and his uh, his health, his energy. Fine. So nowadays, shopping online, for example, you have the Carrefour online shopping. So you go to the Carrefour online shopping and simply look for the items what you want, add the items to your card, place an order, you will get that at home. Okay, you pay there, pay cash on delivery, or you can pay it online through the credit cards or by any means. So business is also affected. It is also improved with the help of the digital world, with the help of the digital technologies. Financial services is also affected. We also see that the improvement in using of the technologies in banking, right? We can do online payment of the billings. We can do online transfer. We can see online statements, right? Everything through the financial also. It is led to us and using the technologies. Okay, for example, if I want to transfer the money, okay, without the technologies, what is the procedure is I need to go to the bank and ask them, to give them the account details that you transfer XYZ money to this XYZ account. Fine. So nowadays you can do it online. Open the banking website, the bank website, log into it, do it online, or use your ATM card. We reach the ATM machine, do it online, 24 by do it through the ATM machine, and it is 24 by 7 available. If not technologies, you need to go to the bank in the banking hours, 9 to 4, for example. But now it is available 24 hours. Commerce, that is the commercial things, selling and purchasing of items. Okay. Advantages of disadvantages of this, for example, if you talk about the technologies in online shopping, you have some advantages and you have some disadvantages. At the same time, if you talk about online banking, you have some advantages and you have some disadvantages. Fine. So we take an example here that advantages of shopping online is that you have more choices and you can often track the goods, where are the goods and whether it is when it will reach me, and you have a choices to select the items as much as you want. Okay, you don't need to worry about the delivery and all. Fine. Disadvantages is that you can't try the goods. For example, if you are buying the shoes, let's say you are buying shoes, you can't try the shoes. You are buying it online. It comes to your home, it will be delivered, then you can try, and if there is a return policy, you can return the goods if not suitable to you. Fine. But it is considered disadvantages that you cannot try the goods, okay, or you cannot look into the goods in original before you purchase it. Okay. We also have the advantages for sellers, like they don't need any physical shop. They can simply go online, just have a go down and there we keep everything and go it online. Disadvantages is reliant on delivery services. It depends on how the seller give the services. Now, these disadvantages, what the seller has, can also be, cope with providing some facilities like free collection of return items, or for example, if you don't like the item, you can return the item. Now, if there is an option of return and full return of payments, or sorry, return of the bills, okay, you can simply go for the items, so the disadvantages can also be removed by providing some more services. Okay, so for example, you can have like a review of the products to advise the buyers. Okay, how the customer review the products or how the feedback of the customers. Okay, and providing some advices on how to purchase items safely online. Okay. This can be, just to take out the disadvantages. Okay, the sellers can provide some services. Fine. Now, next we'll move to communities, information, and entertainment. When it comes to the digital world, okay, how the people make the communities, fine, how we exchange the information, okay, and we also talk of something about the entertainment using the digital technologies. Communities, the internet has an enormous impact on the way we communicate. Many people have internet access at home or at work, which results in communicating with each other using emails or any discussion forums and all. Existing communities have created new ways of communicating and new online communities have developed. Social networking plays an increasing role in making the communities. So we see that social networking, it's a huge community where, for example, people meet each other, they discuss the topics and all. We have the Facebooks, Instagrams, Twitter, okay, discussion forums and all, where the people discuss their topics, they exchange the information and all. Coming to the information available or the technology is through the internet. So internet has a huge impact on availability of information of all kinds. So through the internet we access, a huge information available. Fine. So we access those information. For example, if you look into this encyclopedia, online encyclopedia, if you look into the Wikipedia, okay. Similarly, you look into the Google search engines, fine. It provides lots of information. E-libraries, it provides a lot of information. So information is accessible through the internet by using the technologies. World of entertainment also take part in this digital world by having the channels, televisions, okay, the video forums. Fine. So, for example, we have the online, websites which provides you the audio videos. For example, we have YouTube where you find the videos and all. Okay. So, in the entertainment field also, we have the role of the digital technologies. Okay. Nowadays, we see that digital cameras, printers, scanners, and all. Okay, it's used for many different purposes like photo editing, video editing, making of videos. Okay, video sharing. We also have this online images and video sharing, right? Where we can share the videos and all to the rest of the world. Now, we have something called copyright when it comes to the entertainment. Copyright holders are taking a step to prevent this by developing a range of digital right management techniques that make it much harder to create copies of the original product. Right? So you cannot make the copies of the original product because through the copyrights. Through the copyrights, we can avoid, making copies of the original work of a person or of a company. Like for example, if someone makes a video and upload it, and you copy the same video and you upload it again, so there is some copyright things that you cannot take others' work, okay, and show it as it of your work. The next in the digital technologies, we talk about security and the risk. Security and the risk. What security we have when we are talking about digital technologies and using of digital technologies? Because as we saw in the previous slides, the digital technologies help in, for example, online shopping. And when you do online shopping, let's say that you pay by credit card. Now, what is the security of your credit card information in that website? For example, you log into soup.com, you purchase some item, and you used your credit card to purchase that item or those items. Now, the soup.com must make sure that your credit card information is safe and it is secure. Right. So we also have the security concerns when it comes to digital technologies. A security risk, a risk of losing the information or misuse of information. People can misuse your information. Fine. So it should be in several countries. We say that ID card passports are upgraded by biometric technologies such as fingerprints, face recognitions, and all to identify the individual parties or individuals. Fine. So there also we need to provide the security for the data of the data of the people that we use, okay, through this digital technologies. Participating in a digital world. Now Now we as a participating in digital world is nothing but using the digital technologies. Using the digital technologies. Now since we are participating in the digital world, okay, we use the technologies, fine. We must, follow some rules and regulations for the use of these technologies, fine. So there will be some rules and regulation to participate and to use the digital technologies for our own purpose. Okay. Now here says a golden rule relevant to good manners is called the etiquette. When talking face to face, state that we should treat each other as we would want them to treat us. Fine. So if you look into this, that we must or we should treat others as we want them to treat us. Right. So the golden rule here is to learn the etiquettes of participating. And this rule is relevant to the online communication. So in the online communication also, it's fine. You should present yourself in a way that you are treating the people in a good manner. You're treating the people in a good manner. Fine. So when these etiquettes are applied to the online behavior, we call that as an netiquettes. Net etiquettes, we call that as an netiquette. Netiquette is an intended to make us all think about how we behave online and to make aware of the effect our words could have on other reading them. So what are the words we write online? What is the impact of that on others? Moderation of forum, participant responsible for keeping order. They may have capabilities within the forum greater than those of other participants. They also work to keep discussion friendly and relevant to forum, and a forum with moderator is said to be moderated. So this is to keep the forums, in a proper manner where there is some discussions going on. So there is something called moderators. These moderators participate in the forums and they make sure that the discussion will go friendly, okay, and relevant to the forum, onto the topic for which the forum is created. Useful point to note whenever you are using the forum. For example, if you are using any forum for any discussion, for any information, some points to be noted. Some of those points is that keep to the subject and pick the right forum for your contribution. What the topic is, the forum topic is. For example, you want to discuss something about football, you choose a forum where football discussion is going on or where the discussion of football will happen. You don't choose a forum of, let's say, the current technologies and there you talk about football or you talk about the sports. Fine. So keep to the subject and choose the forum where you can contribute something. Before you write a message, check any rules about how to write this message in this forum. If there is any rule in the forum, take a little time to use the forum search facilities if your question or topic is already being discussed. Sometimes you see that we get into the forum and we want to ask some question. But before asking any question, have a look into the previous activities of the forum, whether this has been discussed before or not. If it is already discussed, no need to raise a question. You can directly go and check the answers there and you can get benefit from it. Okay. Don't feel that you have to post it immediately. No, you can take some time, okay, for your question. You see the discussion, what is the discussion is going on. Based on the discussion topic, you raise your question or you give your answer. Try to keep your message short and to the point because people don't want to read long messages. Write subject line or a title for your message and keep one topic or a subject for per message. If you want to discuss another topic, you write another subject name. Now, these are some, rules, you can say, to participate in forums, to use the forums, to get benefit from the forums. The next we talk about ethical and legal considerations when using the communication technologies. In using computer for communication, you have many rights of free expression, but you also have certain responsibilities to respect the other. At this stage, your studies, you need to be aware of privacy, confidentiality, and copyright in relation to online communication. These are the main points you should be aware of: privacy, confidentiality, and copyright. For example, an email is generally considered to be equivalent to a private letter and should not be quoted or forwarded to anyone else without the permission of the original sender. This is where it comes the privacy. If someone is sending you some email, okay, without mentioning others, so he want to keep this email private between you and himself. Okay, so for example, that your friend send a message to you without including anyone of your family or any other friends. So what does it mean? It means that this friend want to keep this message private between you and himself. Fine. So you should not forward these messages to others until you have a permission from them. Okay. That is what the privacy. Consideration of copyright and plagiarism apply to online discussions. If you are quoting something written by someone else, okay, and put it in a quotation mark and acknowledge the source. If not, it will be considered as a copyright and it will be considered as plagiarized. Plagiarized is nothing but cheating by using other person's work as if it were your own work. Right. So you should not copy the things of other works. Even for example, as a student, when you do the homework, the TMA for example, you should not copy the others' work. And if you want to use some definitions from others, from the textbooks or from other authors, you must quote them. That this definition comes from this author, or from this website, or from this textbook. Okay. So that's what it comes to copyright. Okay. I mean, if you're not taking of this, will be considered as plagiarized. Then some forum not wholly public, in which case message should not be copied outside the forum. Private forums, you can see. Okay, the next we talk about online safety. Since nowadays we are on internet, everything is going online. We must also take care of online safety. That is what the security comes when it comes to security. The internet provides many ways for people to get in touch with each other, but this easy of contact can have downside or unwary. It can expose internet users to the danger of malicious software, to unsolicited and anonymous email, and to a variety of hoaxes. Now, in this section, we'll describe some of these problems and suggest how you can protect yourself from them in order to keep your personal data safe. So we'll talk about some viruses here, some hoax, or some spam messages that tries to take our data. First, we talk about the malware. The best known type of malware is probably the virus. So what we say that virus comes into our computer through email or through from the external hard disk or from the USB memory. Virus is a piece of software. Basically, what is virus? It is a piece of software that has been written to attack software on your computer, often with a specific intention of causing harm or deleting files. So virus is nothing but what? It's a piece of software written by some people or someone to destroy or to attack your computer, whether to take some information or to delete some files in your computer. So virus attaches itself other softwares on your computer and activates when the software is run. So every time virus attach itself with some application softwares. Like for example, virus in Microsoft Office. It means that virus is attached with the Microsoft Office. Whenever you open any application of this Microsoft Office, for example, you open a Word file or you open a PowerPoint file, the virus is executed. Viruses are also called because they are designed to spread quickly and easily from one computer to another computer. That's why we call them as a virus. Another type of malware is worm. Worm is a piece of software that runs in the background, doing some damage to your computer, even though you may not realize what is the damage. Okay. Okay, you consider these two definitions as important for your point of exam. What is virus and what is a worm? Clear? Are you clear about virus? Students online. Okay. The next type of virus or next type of call safety what we are looking for here is Trojan. Trojan worms can make copies of themselves and those copies can spread via the internet. The Trojan is a digital equivalent of the legendary wooden horse that smuggled Greek soldiers into the Troy. It appears to be legitimate software such as a screensaver, but behind the scene, it causing a damage. Allow someone else to gain the control of your computer, copying your all information from your personal computer. So the Trojan appears to be as a software. Okay, that shows like it has nothing to harm your computer, but behind the scene there is some thing that damage your computer, take all your information of the computer. Ransomware is another type of malware that prevents a user from accessing their computer, either by locking their computers or blocking their access to the computers. Now, this malware is used to extract money from the users. It's called ransom. But it could also be something relatively minor, such as obligate to complete survey. To make it obligate to complete the survey. So ransomware is again a malware. It's a type of software. Okay, a virus that works to block your computer, to lock your computer screen or your mobile phone, and to collect the money from you to open this lock or to remove the blocking of computer. Okay. That's why it is named as ransomware. Okay. So this is about the safety thing. Protecting your computer computer, there are three main ways to protect your computer against the malware. First thing is to make sure that the operating system is an updated and has a patch to protect your computer. That is, has some software to protect your computer through the operating system. Second thing is make sure that software is kept up to date. Okay. As new malware is discovered, so new version of software released that guard against the new malware. So you make sure that the software is updated. Third, install the antivirus software and keep it up to date. Keep it updated. Okay. Fourth, use a piece of software called firewall. What does the firewall will do? This will stop the viruses to come into your computer through the network or through the internet. Fine. As well as the technical protection described above, you should also protect yourself by using antivirus software to scan any file you receive before you open the files. That, for example, files you download from the internet, files you have been given by CD or memory device by others, by your friends, files that are attached to the emails. Before using them, have a scan them by using some antivirus software to make sure that these does not have any viruses. These files does not have any viruses. The next is spam. Spam, I think you all know about the spam. Do you get any spam messages in your email? Students online. Do you see any spam emails in your email? Right? Yes. Okay. So what do you think from where these messages comes and why it goes to the spam? Yes, students online. Okay, when you subscribe to unnecessary things, you get messages from this. Basically, we don't subscribe to unnecessary things, right? When we know that something is not necessary for us, why do we subscribe to this? But sometimes we get some emails, okay, asking us to click on some links, to get something new that is much interested for us, right? Right? No. In this case, what we do is that we don't know that what is there behind this link. Sometimes, like we receive an email saying that you got a lottery of $1 million. Click on the below link to claim. Now, behind this $1 million, and to look into this, like how we get this $1 million, we simply go and click on the link. But this link does not give you $1 million. Simply, it is subscribing you to some websites, okay, that you are not interested in, or that harms your computer, or that is used for some advertisements. Okay, so from there it gets all the spam messages. Okay, fine. So spam is general term for unsolicited emails or text messages sent to a large number of people on one click. They could be hoax messages designed to mislead, or they could be used to advertise a product. In terms of advertising, spam is similar to marketing leaflets and letters that drop through your letterbox at home. Spam emails be sent only if the spammer has a collection of email addresses to send. So a random email generator is a computer program that creates addresses by combining common surnames and online email accounts. Other ways to harvest email address include accessing company database, searching websites, searching online discussion groups and forums, including links in images within emails and all, infecting unproduct computers with malicious software to look for the addresses. So what they'll do, when you get the spam messages, somehow the other they have taken your email, okay, either through some websites to which you registered, okay, you have they get your emails through the email. They'll send you all the spam messages. The spammer may harvest vast number of email addresses, but not immediately know whether a particular email address is actually in use or not. Okay, it could be that the original owner of the address is no longer using it. So beware of spam emails that appear to give you the option to unsubscribe from mailing list. If you select this option, this will verify to the spammer that your email address is live, and they can continue to send you spam messages even you sell your email address to other spammers. Or they even sell your email address to other spammers. So you say that sometimes we receive an email that if you want to unsubscribe to a particular service, click on this link. This is just to test that whether you are using this email or not using this email. When you click on this one, it says, okay, this is confirmation that you are using the email. And now this email can be used to send in spam messages or to sell this to others also. Below are some guidelines for minimizing the spam you receive. Don't reply to spam emails. The first thing is if you find any spam email, just don't reply to it. Even replying is in confirmation that you are using an email. Don't use the unsubscribe option in response to unrequested emails. You did not request any email or any unsubscription, but you get an option of unsubscription. So this is also not. Okay, Mariam, please re-log in and check if you have something. Okay. The next, don't reveal your email address unless you want to receive email from a particular source. Don't post your email address on a website, like on social media, like Facebook or Twitter. Create a new email address when registering on website or joining discussion forum. Send your email software to filter out unwanted messages. Set your email software to filter out the unwanted messages. The next, hoaxes. A hoax message aims to mislead or often relying on naivety of its recipient. Sometimes these are fairly begin. They may spread urban myths or untrue news stories. Hoax emails are just like false emails. A recent hoax message claimed that Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook, will give you 45 million to 1,000 fake users. To select for the chance of winning, the recipient just has to copy and paste a message in the Facebook and tag 5 to 10 of their friends. Now this is an hoax message. In 2015, this was a message like roaming everywhere in Facebook. Like it says that, okay, the owner of this or the CEO of this Facebook is giving you $45 million. What you have to do is that you have to, paste this message to 10 users. Fine. You need to send this message on Facebook and tag some 10 users. You will get a chance of winning $45. These kind of messages or what we call it as an hoax message. Other hoax are more malicious, for example, emails that appear to come from a legitimate source advising people to delete particular files on their computers, even cause their computers to malfunction. Hoax messages can spread rapidly via emails and through forums, okay, and can be passed to by family members or by friends. Okay. Unfortunately, users who fall for hoax can cause problem both for themselves and for others. Okay. Hoax can generate spam when it directs the recipient to a pass on the message. So you should be aware of these kind of hoax messages. Okay. And we all receive some kind of these hoax messages saying that okay, use this or click on this or send me your information to get uh, to get some money or something like that. Sometimes we receive an email. A person is sending an email saying that I am the finance minister of so and so country. I am leaving the country. I have so and so amount in my account. I want to transfer this to some trustable person. So I found you and I trust you. Please send me your details, your bank account details, and all. Now, why some country finance minister will look for you to transfer the huge money to your account? Okay, so we don't need to fall into this. Sometimes we receive that okay, you own some, or let's say that you own some $5,000. Okay, to claim this, click on this link or send reply to this email. These are what we call the hoax messages and spam messages. Fine. Phishing, a particular kind of hoax message aimed to persuade user to disclose private information. We call it as in phishing. For example, asking for the private information, credit card number, credit card PIN, okay, credit card details. These are all called phishing. Okay, these messages, comes from some websites or comes through some person and asking you to enter your details, your personal details, okay, private information, which is called phishing. Fine. So this is all what we have in this part one of the block one in this course TM111. This talks about the information and technology, okay, in which we talk about the digital world, what is a digital world and the concept of digital world, role of information technology and communication in the digital world, the importance of managing online identity and personal data, some of the legal and ethical issues when it comes to the digital world, importance of keeping notes and how to work collaboratively online by applying some nitty-gritty principles in online discussions. And we talk about some safety. What are these messages like spam, hoax messages, phishing, and what is malware and viruses and all. Fine. So as a summary, this is what we discussed in this part one. Okay. The importance of this part one is that it has in general information about the digital world, and it also has some information about to come to your exam. Okay. So, like for example, about the safety, you may get about what is phishing, what is hoax mails, what is ransomware. Okay, and other things about the technologies. Okay, may ask you about the nitty-gritties, right? Guidelines for doing online shopping. Right? This all comes in this meeting number one. Okay, fine. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, please go ahead. Okay, fine. Okay. On